what's good, listeners? Welcome to the Chris College Show, Millennial Talk Show. Good morning, Marissa. Doesn't it feel good to be back? I'm
It
glad to be back. We're back
does.
in the grind. I'm not used to being on this 2-week hiatus. I mean, most people would think that we would enjoy ourselves during downtime. I
I,
don't.
I
You do? I don't. I just get.
I love the show. I like doing the show. I mean, that part's
I
not,
would hope
but
so.
but I was on vacation. Like I just kind of hung out. Like it was nice. It was nice.
Hey, well, okay, I get that. Sometimes you need some downtime, but then again, I have been so jazzed to get kickstarted right off into season 9 because 100 plus episodes, 2 years into the game, and we're beyond stoked. And
We'll
before I
be,
get into
I think we'll be at 3 years this October, actually.
yeah, exactly. And then we got some big moves we plan on doing in the summertime. But before we even begin the show, I love doing this because on this day, 20 years ago, the Game Boy Advance was released. I remember I got the Sapphire version of Pokemon, and this meeting is being
That's a new function. That's so crazy.
That's hilarious. I was so confused. I was like, who's talking to me? And also on this day in 2009, Manchester United accepted a world record $80 million euro, which comes out to 113 million in US dollars from Real Madrid for Cristiano Ronaldo. So that is insane. But I want to let everybody know we got a great show for everybody out there joining us on our YouTube live channel because Southampton, UK boys are our striker chord guest. That is Royals live from the Chris College Show, Millennial Talk Show. And we're beyond stoked to have Royals. I'm like repeating myself, but I wanted to say their brand new EP is out today, but go ahead and check that out after the show. We're going to be playing you some music then, but their brand new EP is A Spark to Ignite. Also, don't forget to check out our brand new podcast series, Off the Fret, featuring the Blowies as our inaugural guest. More music talk. All right, Marissa, it's time to rock and roll. All right, this is hashtag TLDR, too long, don't read. We did all the reading for you, so you didn't have to do it. In an article from ABC7 titled, Friends Upset by Claremont High School Misidentifying Transgender Student Who Died by Rob McMillan. Before I begin, I want to express to my CCS family that this story touches home for me as I was student body president of Claremont High School in 2012. And what's happening this week with Eyewitness News claiming that the city of Claremont and the high school is scrambling behind the scenes is straight up fake outrage. ABC7 states that students and staff members are shaken up after an email from CHS principal who identified the 9th grade student by his legal name and pronoun. So Levi, who was in the process of transitioning and was using the name Chloe with friends, accusing my principal, who I won't say by name, of dead naming the student. And I can't convey this enough. Why is ABC7 and the few selected people in the LGBTQ plus community upset over a pronoun but don't care for the cause of death? I mean, friends say the student died from an accidental prescription drug overdose and no one's even reacting to this? I mean, the anger is completely misplaced. And listeners, I live in the city of Claremont, currently, still, today. And I don't see any LGBTQ plus protests happening with students and staffs on Indian Hill or Foothill Boulevard. But you know what I have seen? In 2011, the city of Claremont authorized a bullshit neo-Nazi rally with counter-protesters showing up. But where's the LGBTQ plus community during Pride Month if you're that outraged? For the love of Mother Nature, please, can we stop with the euphemism? This cancel culture is getting way out of hand.
Well, there is zero denying who the GOAT is in gymnastics because in an article from Yahoo Sports titled, Simone Biles wins her 7th U.S. gymnastics title ahead of Tokyo Olympics by Ryan Young. Because yes, Chris, it is crazy. 7. Look, Biles won with an overall score of 119.950, which gives her the most wins at the event by any woman in American history. And she is tied with Alfred Joachim for the most by any American. And mind you, she is the world out of the entire world. She's number one.
Right.
If you
That's
Google world
insane.
best gymnastic worlds, it's Simone Biles. Like, she is that amazing. And look, here's the part that I kind of tripped out on, because on last weekend she stepped out of bounds 4 times.
Yeah, how do you even win by stepping out of bounds 4 times?
4 times. Usually, if you step out of bounds once, you're probably not going to win. 4 times. And I actually have a video that Chris was able to put together of a quick little video.
Right. It's named after her, right? This new move?
The video's not the move. Last weekend, she didn't do her move that it is named after, and she had another move that she had done made up the last month in May. So this one last weekend, she still won with no major moves. So Tokyo, I don't know what we're going to see from Tokyo.
Hey, we're going to see something amazing.
This is the routine that got her win, where she stepped out of 4 times. Look at how amazing she is.
Never been done before. It is called the Biles.
Oh.
Wow.
It's like she was doing the worm. Have you noticed she was doing the little worm, like not on the ground, but before she even did her thing?
Yes, and Chris was right. That was the Biles that she had done. And did you notice, Chris, on her stitching, did you notice what was on there?
I didn't. What was on it?
Sequined goats.
Like,
I was like, I'm the best. Here I am.
I mean, hey, when you're going into the Olympics introducing a new trick after your last name, that's GOAT status. I don't know too many basketball athletes, NFL, or any kind of, there's no Phelps swim stroke.
I know. She's top notch. And what I like to see is that we are witnessing history being made
so true
right now. She will go down in history as the most. Once she gets out of Tokyo, she'll have the most wins. It's pretty amazing. So watch out, Tokyos, because Biles is coming to dominate over there.
The U.S. is ready to dominate over there. So in an article from Fox News titled "National Geographic Recognizes Southern Ocean as Fifth Ocean" by Julia Musto. For the first time since beginning to make maps more than a century ago, the National Geographic Society on World Ocean Day said that it would recognize the Southern Ocean which surrounds Antarctica. So the nonprofit has previously recognized 4 oceans: the Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, and Arctic. So with that being said, I can't get over how lame Southern Ocean sounds. I don't know about you, Marissa, but like, what about calling the ocean pride? I mean, after all, the fluid nature of humanity expounds sea to sea, ocean to ocean. I mean, come up with something more of the time, Southern.
Right. So as we all know, I'm pretty horrible with geography. I already thought we had 5 oceans. I was like, how was Southern Ocean just now being named? I could have sworn it was there before. I would obviously never win Jeopardy, like, ever.
Well, Marissa, you might have been right. Maybe you always thought there was a 5th, because I didn't even know this. I even had to do more research, because like at times I'm like, what the hell does like a sea to ocean mean, and what's kind of the difference? And sometimes like sea is like more meant like if it's closer to the coastal, if it's surrounded, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But today, like to date, like to 2021, more than 80% of the world's oceans has never been mapped or explored. So like probably 5 is probably really short. In my opinion.
And what they go off of is the types of currents, the type of water value.
Yeah.
And in the Southern Ocean, you can't find water like it. It's the bluest, cleanest. The mountain ranges by it are just here. Mind you, I'm reading about this. I actually haven't been there. So this is what the article had said.
Yeah, it's a little cold. It's a little cold. But Marissa, I like to throw this fun fact out to you, because maybe this is where you got your confusion from, because the United Nations group of experts on geographical names recognized the Southern Ocean in 1937. So
Okay,
why
so
am I just finding out about this now? But then it was later reversed its course in 1953. So now it's revived again. And that's hashtag.
maybe the geography book that my teacher used was from 1930s.
Yeah, I think the maps are a little flat. Maybe we need to start looking at them from a sphere moving forward. But that's hashtag TLDR. Too long, don't read. Stick around. More left on the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show. What's good, listeners? This is Just Talking, where Marissa and I discuss all the latest news circulating around the world this week. Here is the week's wrap. So, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos announced that he will launch into space on July 20th from Texas, along with his firefighter brother, Mark. And also, the highest bidder in a charity auction, currently at $2.8 million, will be making the 10-minute up and down hop from our atmosphere. And Marissa, I couldn't help but laugh when I saw this written statement from Jeff Bezos saying, to see the Earth from space, it changes you. It changes your relationship with this planet, with humanity. And first off, Jeff, you haven't even been to space yet, so how do you even know this? But Marissa, I will say this though. What great advertising for your company to send your brother on a trip to space with you. What's your thoughts on it?
So I think that maybe instead of going to space, and I'm all about space, right? Maybe he should pay his Amazon workers, his Whole
Yep.
Foods, some like health insurance, because remember he took away their health insurance because they were part time. And then on top of that, let's maybe give them bathroom breaks so our Amazon drivers aren't peeing in little plastic
You
bottles.
think they get bathroom breaks when they go up into space and they make the hop?
No, he's gonna pee in his suit because they have a way to pee in it and it recycles it probably. I don't know. I just feel like I love the comments that came out about him going to space. Not one was positive.
That's so true.
One of the most hated men in the world. Like,
but what do you expect though when he comes out with a quote like this? To see the Earth from space, it changes you. It's like, yeah, we've all seen space from a picture. I mean, honestly, what will change when you go into the atmosphere?
Down, I would love it if he came down and like turned into his ex-wife, because his ex-wife actually donates a lot of money. She's actually a philanthropist. I don't know if he knows what that word is. That's take some of your fortune and you like give it to make society better, and it's a tax write-off.
Hey, but all I know is I bet Elon Musk and Richard Branson with Virgin Galactic, I bet they're pretty jelly right now that he's going up first compared to all the other mega millionaires. Hey. I know the dating scene's coming back. People are starting to get loose, and this is why we wanted to raise this up right now. So, in a video that has been viewed more than 900,000 times, a woman has warned her TikTok viewers to check their purses after finding a tile tracker in her bag after an evening out with friends. So, let's roll the clip of this viral TikTok video.
At the end of the night, I'm cleaning my purse out and I find this. If you don't know what this is, it's a tile. It's basically a tracker for, you know, people put it on their keys and whatnot. It's not mine. Yeah, so check your purses and stay safe out there.
This video, I kind of have a hard time with this, Marissa. And I don't know about the rest of the listeners, but Sheridan Ellis later tells her followers and news outlets that she hasn't reported the incident to the police because Ellis doesn't want to put the battery back in. So let me get this straight if I'm not understanding this right. And let me know, Marissa, because it's not mine. So that's why I didn't report it to the police. So instead, I've decided to make a video about it and post it on TikTok. Why not just let the police put the battery in it?
I was all about, like, this is actually scary as a female.
It is.
I was roofied back in the day. Luckily, I was with a lot of friends who kept me from these guys trying to grab me into a cab. It was one of the scariest moments, like, 'cause I was so out of it after a drink and a half. And Chris, you know me, I can drink. Okay,
Yep.
a drink and a half. And I reported it next morning. I reported to the police. We give a vague description of the guys, Lake Tahoe. So the fact that she didn't report it but can do a TikTok now makes me think she probably planted it.
Yeah,
And
it's kind of very irresponsible, right?
it's so
You
because
just gave all these creepers a great idea to track you, and we were just learning out that Tile, it's not an Amazon product, but they will be joining that shared network. So the Tile trackers that are usually meant for like keys or like your phone, if you lose it, etc., like it's gonna be able to track it from a farther location. So instead of like, like find my iPhone, it can only do like 100 feet, I think. Like that's creepy.
I like the idea of it tracking, but like any technology, it can be used nefariously. And I just feel like she's irresponsible. And the fact of not turning in, because they can actually backtrack it to who has the IPA originally and where it's pinging from. And the fact she's not doing that, I'm calling BS on her.
Or possibly purchased it. So it's crazy, fam. So keep a lookout. So what's going down in El Salvador? I hear some big moves are happening. I don't know about you. Did you guys hear the news, CCS family? So El Salvador has become the first country to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender. So the law states that, quote, all economic agents shall accept Bitcoin as a form of payment when it is offered by the purchaser of a good or service. And it is also says that the tax payments can now be made in Bitcoin. And we did want to share an image up on the screen because, listeners, do you notice who this two-time CCS guest shaking hands with, the ambassador of El Salvador, is? That's crypto billionaire Brock Pierce leading the charge. And if you want to check out our previous episodes with them, it's all over our YouTube channel. But we're in the middle of a live show, so you do that after, okay? But like how insane is this, Marissa? I mean, maybe you might have a point after all with Bitcoin and crypto.
I took Brock's suggestion and advice. I bought a little bit of crypto, not a lot because I'm broke. A little bit. It's in the slumps right now, but that's okay. Chris, I think you're still missing out. Take $100. You're working now. Take $100. Invest in Ethereum.
But you know what I will say? There was a rumor, and if this does get added on with El Salvador's move, there's a video game insider named Tom Henderson. And this week he tweeted that the new GTA Grand Theft Auto 6 is rumored to introduce fictional Bitcoin currency. So if that's the case, that could be a big win because GTA 6, that's going to be a huge video game audience for 18 to 35-year-old adults. So we'll see where Bitcoin goes in the future. We'll be following it. I laugh with this music, Marissa, because it sounded like we had a brawl last weekend, but we never did. There was no brawl. But there was a lot of controversy this weekend because Logan Paul is getting clowned hard over claims that Floyd Mayweather actually knocked him out during their Expedition fight. So, listeners, you be the judge. We're going to roll you the clip, and we're going to repeat it 3 times because it's such a short sequence. So, let's get it, Marissa.
I'm just getting it in line right.
Yeah, no problem.
Here we are. 1, 2,
and 3.
Obviously at 44, Obviously at 44, Obviously at 44.
So you just watched it 3 times. It's like 6 seconds with the clip. It's really hard to tell with the 3-minute fight. I don't know about you, Marissa. I watched the whole fight. I don't know about you. Did you watch the full fight?
I didn't watch the full fight. I watched clips.
But let me tell something to the listeners who don't often watch boxing, because I'm a huge boxing fanatic. I love combat sports. And the thing about Logan Paul is he came into this fight as a heavyweight, okay? While Floyd Mayweather is a super lightweight. That's a 35-pound difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a heavyweight, And literally, he weighed... Yeah, Paul got on the scale first and weighed 189.5 pounds. And if he was weighed 190, he would have been fined $100,000 per pound. right? And Floyd Mayweather weighed 155 pounds. And what people need to understand is this. I don't think Logan Paul got knocked out. These guys were hugging each other, waltzing in the ring the entire fight. And what heavyweights like to do, especially towards someone like a Floyd Mayweather who is 50-0, or maybe 51-0 now. They love to put their whole body weight on you to tire you out. And I think that's exactly what Logan Paul does. I think he was a little dazed, but I don't think he was knocked out.
I think he just allowed all his weight on there to bring it down, but I think he's that tired. I was disappointed, as much as I do not like Mayweather. Like, I do not like the man, even though he has my favorite car right now. He just bought a ghost white Rolls Royce out of these winnings of $35 million. So anyway, besides that, I wish Mayweather would have used the strength that we expected, which was a KO. Didn't happen. I was a little surprised.
But then again, like Floyd doesn't really KO people as much. But I do want to say these celebrity matches are getting out of hand. I know Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Mosley, they all did, expedition fights in the past. But come on, we got Aaron Carter and Lamar Odom fighting today for a celebrity match of 3 rounds. This is so stupid and getting out of hand. But let's move it on. Ding, ding, ding. Well, this music is so suspenseful. Well, you're probably wondering why, because the first episode of Marvel's new series Loki on Disney Plus has just revealed that the main character is gender fluid during Pride Month. So how ironic. But Marvel fans were quick to discover this snippet introduced in the Loki teaser video revealing what's written after sex. So we're going to throw you this image up here, and if it's a little blurry, but that's because, viewers zoomed in. But you're going to notice instead of the standard male or female, Loki's files reads fluid. So Marissa, were you as confused as I was to see fluid under sex? I mean, I thought gender and sex are 2 different things.
Okay, so not confused at all. Because yes, Chris, I can understand where the confusion comes from. Gender and sexual orientation are 2 separate things. So for listeners who might not know the difference, your gender orientation would be what you identify as, male, female, or gender fluid, right? So your non-preference. Sex would be who I'm attracted to. So me as a female, who am I sexually attracted to has nothing to do with my actual gender identification. There are forms, DMV, going to college, any form you fill out, the Census Bureau has it marked as sex. And what they need to do is change the word sex to gender identification, and then it would line up. That's where the confusion comes from.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because especially since how you just spelled it out, I think, well, how do you get attracted to fluid? Like, what does that mean? I mean, I've been noticing fans online. They were like, yeah, but it's with the Norse mythology. Loki used to turn into a horse and then this and that. And it's like, the only thing I get scared about is, and I thought you said it perfectly before the show, he's a shapeshifter. And I think that's fine that we can recognize that, but I get scared when people compare Norse mythology with the LGBTQ plus community. I'm just afraid that people that are on the fence with trying to understand Pride Month and stuff, and when you do these comparisons, I think that's gonna get us in trouble, and it's gonna cause a big,
And that's where I feel like that's a worry, yes, that I don't think is really that valid, because if someone is truly interested in learning about transsexual gender, they're going to look it up, they're going to read it, they're going to see the same definition and make the points that, hey, look, Thor turned into a bull and killed a lot of maidens. Okay, right. So if you're really going to go off of that, it's just ridiculous. But yes, Loki is gender fluid, just like Mystique is gender fluid in X-Men. So it's like, come on, you guys, let's have fun with it. Let's celebrate it. The man is sexy, whether he wants to be a female, male, or fluid. I'm all about Tom.
But on a final note, though, just to say, I'll still be watching Loki. The first episode was so freaking good, and it's so much better than all the other Marvel series that have been coming out. And to quote No Effects, my gender isn't fluid, but that's how I like my beer, baby. What's happening? I think it's Jurassic Park coming. I think we see something big. I know in Australia. So let's get right on into it. Researchers in Australia have confirmed the discovery of Australia's largest dinosaur species ever found. So paleontologists involved in the discovery say it's among the top 15 largest dinosaurs ever discovered in the world and is 2 stories tall and the length of a basketball court. So we wanted to show you this image right here. That's one of the pieces of the bone, and as you can tell on the right side, that's your basketball court. So that is kind of incredible news. It's just the tip of the iceberg, and we wanted to let you guys know what's good. But let's move along, Marissa. Let's go to the next topic, all right?
Hold on. I got to hit another button then.
I got you. Yeah, I got so much weekly rap I want to let people know. And I guess, we can just dip the music down. Let's get right on into it. You can tell that there's some futuristic stuff happening, especially in the video game world, if you were alive and on social media this week, because the Battlefield series from developer DICE spent its last 2 entries focusing on World War I and II, but things will change in the upcoming Battlefield 2042. So Battlefield 2042 is set to come out on October 22nd and will double the number of players in multiplayer matches to 128 people for those playing on PC, PS5, and the Xbox Series console. So DICE has also decided to ditch the campaign mode, and video game insiders are saying don't expect a battle royale, so leave that for Fortnite, all right? But Marissa, I'm still playing on a PS4, and now I might have to get that PS5 because they say if you're on the old gen consoles, you will only get 64 players in, which is still incredible today, but 128, that's pretty wild, right?
It's a lot, and I think it's cool. I like all the more the players, the better, I think. I think that's a cool thing.
I think so, too. So, hey, keep a lookout for that, but we got much more, so let's go on to the next one. Hey. So if you're an LA cat like me, you were probably sad that the Los Angeles Lakers got knocked out in the first round. But there was also something interesting that happened after the loss of the playoff series, because LeBron James will be switching his Los Angeles Lakers jersey number from 23 to 6. So James wore 6 during his 4 seasons with the Miami Heat from 2010 and 2014, and LeBron has worn 23 every other season of his career, 11 in total with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the first 3 with the Lakers. So Marissa, I don't know about you, but I can't help but think that LeBron James wants to be Kobe Bryant so badly. I mean, the only way LeBron will get 2 numbers retired at the Staples Center is this. This is just my opinion. You have to win a playoff series in the Staples Center first.
Yeah. Okay. So on the surface, I'm agreeing with Chris until I did a little deeper dive and why are we switching the numbers? So the number switch is going back to his original number is right. Only because of Space Jam, because Michael Jordan was the 23. And LeBron wants to have his number 6 so that it matches the Space Jam on here, doesn't confuse the numbers. He wants it his own number. Michael Jordan's 23 is already retired with the Heat on there, so he is out for himself. Now, here's the crazy part. This number change would have already happened, except they had signed a deal with Nike, and to go back, Nike would not let them go back and change the number last year. And they
that's right.
So
that's true.
Nike, I'm sorry, dude. I can't get down with Nike. It is messing stuff up. But that's why.
But we'll see what's up. But hey, I still sticking to my word, LeBron. You gotta win, baby. You gotta win at least one. At least one in the Staples Center.
6 retired. Number 6.
You got it. What's happening in the culinary world? What's going on? I hear there's a new outrage. So let's end the music because we got about a minute left, but I wanted to let everybody know that the late night host, James Gordon, is being called on to end his Spill Your Gut segment, signed by over 10,000 people on change.org for being culturally insensitive. So Spill Your Guts is a segment where celebrities must answer personal questions or eat disgusting food. So here is Kim Syra, who started the petition, creating a TikTok video that went viral.
I'm fucking sick of it. I'm fucking sick of it. 1,000-year-old egg, which I don't even know how that's possible. Big blood curd and a Barlow, which I don't even know really what that is.
Wow, it all looks so terrible. And I know people can't smell it, but it doesn't smell
really
good either.
disgusting.
Yeah.
It's horrific.
But like, come on, Kip. I mean, can someone explain to me how this is racist? It's food. I mean, think about how all the disgusting craps in the United States that people eat still. I mean, like Rocky Mountain oysters, aka ball testicles, Spam, olive meatloaf. Like, what the hell? Impossible Burger, Jell-O salad with cottage cheese, marshmallows, and veggies and chopped up fruits. That shit's disgusting, but me saying that it's disgusting and horrific shouldn't be assumed as racist. So this is so silly with a video that has 500,000 likes. It's crazy, fam. But stick around. We got more left on the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show. What's good, listeners? Joining us from Southampton, UK, as our Strike a Chord guest is Royals, live on the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show. Also, check out our brand new podcast series, Off the Fret, featuring the Blowies as our inaugural guest. More music talk. Out now wherever you listen to podcasts. But we got the boys and Royals all the way out in Southampton. How's it going, fam?
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up? I love it. I know that one of the band members is gone. That's Tom, right? Tom, you're at your own decision. Why aren't you with the boys right now?
He smells.
He smells. He's sneaky, right? He's the only one that's still in his music video outfit. I mean, you got the pink cosmetic going on, and so how's it going, fam? Everything good?
He's not changed since. That's why he isn't here. He just stinks. He doesn't
How does it feel, Tom, to have all your buddies just clowning you right now? Because at one point, you guys are going to have band practice, I'm sure, later today, and you're going to have to see them in person, right?
I might see them if they're lucky. Maybe not.
Gotcha. Well, let's get right on into it, because formed in 2019, Royals got off to a great start, releasing several singles and music videos, followed by your debut EP, Painted Gold, and then COVID ruined our lives in 2020 with the band swiftly adapting with new members. I know, right? And I just want to get right on into it, because I couldn't imagine the learning curve that you guys have experienced during COVID-19, and what have you came out of this from this god-awful experience?
Well, some good stuff's really come out of it, to be honest. I mean, we took it upon ourselves to self-produce the last few songs on this EP. So we'd already gone and recorded a couple with Seb Barlow from Neck Deep. And I own a little studio here, which we're in. And because of COVID, we had no choice. So we recorded them ourselves in this very room. So that was a big thing for us. And other than that, it's been a lot of practicing, a lot of writing, obviously by ourselves to begin with, but now we're starting to see each other again. So
yeah, good. That's right. I know, right? You can actually touch each other. There's no mask on. You guys, everything's feeling good again. But you know what, Royals, with the return of live music happening this year, I truly believe with you guys, there's a pop punk renaissance happening in the new decade. And I think you guys are taking the charge big time. And in fact, Alternative Press also feels the same way about you guys. And they listed you guys as the top 10 rising UK pop bands. And how does it feel to be the future leader of the pop punk world?
Really nice.
Expound on it, my friend. Expound. Like, I told you not
to literally. Yeah, no, it's good. It feels really good. I mean, we're all like super proud of what we've done, and we've had some great response so far. And you know, like, we just want people to hear what we do, and hopefully they love it as much as we do, because that's all we can ask for, really.
I know, and you guys, I know that, you know, we used to joke with previous bands like the Blowies who wrote about the CDC, and you guys have a song called Worldwide Catastrophe, which we're going to be playing the music video in a moment. But like, don't you feel like when you write about a song about COVID, don't you want to forget about it? Now you're going to be singing about it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, good job.
Well,
great.
Well, this is the misconception, though, is the song isn't strictly about COVID. That was kind of like a accidental kind of secondary sort of meaning. So the song was actually just about how crap of a state of the world was in. You know, like, we're living in a world where we still have so much hatred going on, and violence and racism and poverty and everything. But then COVID hit, and it kind of took on a double meaning. So yeah, it's not really just about COVID.
Yeah, because I noticed, Luke, that you have this lyric in Worldwide Catastrophe where you say, there's got to be a better way than just watch the world go down in flames. We could be the tidal wave. So how do you set the tone to be the tidal wave? What's the message, Royals?
So the message is, I just feel like, you know, our generation can kind of have this voice where we're like speaking out on things now and trying to make things better, right? And get rid of all of the corrupt and sort of bad stuff that's going on, right? And I just feel like we can be that tidal wave to put that fire out. It's essentially kind of what the meaning behind that is, kind of what I'm trying to aim for, and spread a positive message. Hopefully people feel the same.
And I think so too, and they're about to feel the same way right now because we're about to be playing that track right now. This is Royals, and this is their track, Worldwide Catastrophe.
Company, as we struggle to belong, how can we be strong? The only thing to pull me through is the fire in my heart and these pictures of you. Were we born to follow or made to lead? I'm not going down easy. There's got to be a better way than just to watch the world go down in flames. We could be the tidal wave. Can we right the wrongs we made and shine the light that leads the way? Will we pay for our mistakes and wash away the pain? Hold on tight, we will weather the storm. The darkest time comes before the dawn. We won't be defeated, the hopeless mistreated. Stand up and fight for what you love. There's got to be a better way than just to watch the world go down in flames. There's got to be a better way than just to watch the world go down in flames. We could be the tidal wave. Can we right the wrongs we made and shine the light that leads the way? Will we pay for our mistakes and wash away the pain?
That's Royals, and that's their track, Worldwide Catastrophe. And I just want to remind the listeners out there that you're checking out the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show, and this is Strike a Chord. And Luke, I want to address this towards you because I know your new track, Jaded, from your new P, out now today. So right after the show, go and download it. Do everything you can to support these guys. But I noticed that Jaded, when I was reading about you guys, that this song was a personal track to you as it addresses mental health. And I've spoken about this plenty of times on this show. And to be honest with you, Luke, I don't truly understand what mental health means. So what does it mean to you?
Well, I mean, it can mean so much, can't it, to different people? But for me in this scenario, like it was written towards the sort of middle peak of like the lockdown and COVID situation over here, where I was just going through a really down time and I was quite miserable and depressed and like we were isolated, couldn't see any friends, couldn't do anything fun, and I was just in this real bad state of mind. And I basically wrote it in a way. It was like, you know, we say like we just want things to go back to the way they were before and stuff like that. It was like I was just feeling so miserable. To be blunt about it, I was just feeling crap, and that's where the sort of meaning of the song came from. But I guess with everyone with mental health, it can be different. You know, it could be, you know, depression, anxiety. There's all these different things, and everyone's affected differently. And I just wanted to spread a message that, you know, like you're not alone, like everyone goes through these things or can do. And especially in the last year, a lot of people we've spoken to, and I'm sure the guys will agree with me, it's been difficult. And we just wanted to spread a message that, look, we've been through it too, and we'll get through it and hopefully get back to where we were.
But there was go for it, Marissa.
Yeah, what's one thing you do to get yourself out of a funk?
For me, I mean, my advice for anyone would be like, do something you enjoy, right? That makes you happy. So for me, it's always been music. So like writing is like my release. And I think because we weren't able to gig and like practice as a band, like I wasn't getting that release that I normally get, like playing music. So writing is my only form of release, and that's where the song stemmed from. It's like I had to put my feelings and emotions into words to get them out. And then releasing the song was like this huge sense of like, I don't know, like this weight lifted off my shoulders, just like releasing that to the world and being like, yeah, like letting out my problems and being open about them and being able to talk about them. So I would say to people, do something you enjoy, do something you love, and take your mind away from whatever crappy situation you may be in.
Don't drink. I tried the drinking aspect and I was like, why am I more depressed? I'm like feeling good.
But there was a particular line in the track where you sing, "We were so young and naive, so the last 6 months have taken a toll on me." What do you wish when you were younger and naive that you wished in 2021 people would just go back to?
Yeah, so I mean, when I wrote that line, it was kind of about like, I mean, this scenario was like, you take everything for granted, right? Like you never imagine you're going to have this pandemic and be in a lockdown and not be able to just see your friends and meet up for like, I don't know, a drink or go out and just do something together, right? And it was like just kind of that feeling of like, we were, when I say we're young and naive, it was not necessarily speaking back to when we were young, it's just like we didn't think like we wouldn't have these opportunities to do these things, right? So it's like,
right,
it doesn't have to be about COVID, but it could just be like about anything. I wanted to write it in a way that people could relate, even if it was maybe about a relationship, right? It's like, you know, the last 6 months have taken a toll. That could be about anything, right? That could be about your situation, whether that be to do with COVID or a terrible relationship or whatever it may be. So that's kind of what I meant by that. Hopefully that makes sense to.
Yeah, no, it absolutely does. And I did want to bring. Oh, sorry. No, come on. I didn't hear your comment.
And I was just saying, I feel I really relate to that as well, because I feel like he took me for granted there because I wrote that line.
Gotcha. So you're. But you know what? I do want to bring in Will, Alex, and Tom 1 and Tom 2, thing 1 and thing 2. So definitely want to get you guys in here because I noticing there's like this hidden message with your music video in Jaded, because I noticed that everyone in the music video is in a white suit and Luke is dressed in red with red pills. Is there a hidden message with the color composition? Like, talk to us, guys. What's going on with the music video?
So basically, yeah, there's actually, yeah, so it goes quite deep with that. So Luke in red and us all in white basically means Luke wants to be the center of attention. And we don't really matter.
Got it. But hey, we're about to be playing a music video where I see pink strings and, you know, and a pink drumstick. So it sounds like someone's trying to get attention now, the bass player and the drummer now, but we'll be playing that later. But did you guys really have a hidden message, or was that kind of like you wanted to let the listening audience kind of make their own judgment, I guess?
Do you guys know the answer for this?
I've got a reasonable answer.
Go on, Tom, you take it.
I would have said it's just like you were the one that the song was personal to Luke, so it was like he was the one having these frustrations, and like red's quite a color you associate with that. And then with the clips of us walking past quite fast and things like that, we were almost playing like doctors in a mental sort of institution, and he was the one struggling with it. So it kind of made sense to have him in that different color. It also matched the artwork. So yeah.
I think that now it all makes sense to me now. But let's get right on into it because we got the music video here. This is Royals, and this is their track off their brand new EP, A Spark to Ignite. This is called Jaded.
My mind's on overdrive, feels like I'm sinking into this mess that I created. These four walls got me jaded. I just wanna go back to a time when we felt alive. We were young and so naive. The last 6 months have taken their toll on me, and I know things will never be the same. No, things will never be the same. Can we rewind and start it all again? Dreaming of a life like it was back then. Oh, we lit a flame, but now it's burning out, burning out. We built these bridges, now they're falling down. But I'm still trying my best to fight it. You can't deny it. We're dying, so I just wanna go back to a time when we felt alive. We were young and so naive. The last 6 months have taken their toll on me, and I know things will never be the same. No, things will never be the same. I just wanna go back to a time when we felt alive. I just wanna go back to a time when we felt alive. We were young and so naive. The last 6 months have taken their toll on me, and I know things will never be the same. No, things will never be the same.
Yeah, that's what's good. This is Strike a Chord, and we got Royals all the way from Southampton, UK, and that was their music video, Jaded. And I just got to say, Will and Alex, that guitar, you guys work really well together. I know this is only the EP. You're only teasing us for 5 songs, but I'm really looking forward to seeing more work from you guys with Royals because you guys, there's something gelling. You can hear it in this brand new EP,
By the way,
especially on this track.
Jaded is my favorite song that I've heard out of your EP. Like it really resonates with me. Like I lived hard and fast in my teens, my 20s. I didn't expect to see 30. Then I saw 30 and I was like, holy shit, I'm 4. And I'm like, I partied out. I go to bed at like 9 now. I'm like, man. Totally. No, this song really resonated. I had a great time in my 20s and teens. Like it was awesome. I liked it.
But, we did mention you guys are from the Southampton, UK. And what is it like growing up there?
I didn't grow up here. I grew up in London, so I'm from London.
Okay, fine. You know what, Luke? You cancel from this question, okay? I gotta get the rest of the guys. What's that? Just kidding.
Yeah, you're Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Tom's Alton. I'm Bournemouth. So Alex.
There's a lot of ships.
You guys are all South England then, like from London, correct? Yeah, because my ex is from the North UK. He's in Blackpool, and he does not sound like you.
No.
Well, I was gonna say because I heard from my producer was telling me that the Southampton is like the home port of some of the largest cruise ships in the world, and where I'm trying to get at is it's like, are you guys heading to the U.S. anytime soon? But just don't take the Titanic, okay? If you guys do decide to make the venture. So, do you guys have any plans coming up in the United States, possibly?
As soon as Boris lets us leave, I think we'll go as many places as we can.
As soon as
It
Boris.
very much depends on the situation.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
But
And-
we'd love to. It's
But
definitely
you know what I
fine with
also wanted to get at? I'll throw this at Tom the drummer because what inspired the band to be called Royals?
Oh man, I don't know if I can.
So, do you want a lifeline, Tom?
Very
All
fair.
right, throw your lifeline out. No, I'm curious.
He wasn't in the band.
But I'm still
Still not.
assuming though that he would understand, though, right? I mean, is that not something that you ask, like when you join a band? Like you're like, hey
I
man,
mean,
you
it's
know.
not that interesting a story, so it's probably
Yeah,
not
it's-
He never asked.
I don't care.
Well, I'm
honestly
asking.
doesn't
I'm like,
care
where did the
enough.
Royals come from?
Because Tom probably has 5 other bands that he drums in. Because every drummer I know has like 4 or 5 bands. He's just like, "What's your
Wow.
music? Here I am. Then I'm out." Am I right, Tom?
Royal, he's not loyal.
I'm not that good, unfortunately.
Oh, stop it.
He loves you,
But
Alex.
no,
He's
real
lying.
seriously though. Okay, I guess what are you guys like? Where did the inspiration come from to be called Royals? Is
It's a real boring story. Well, I say boring. It's not that exciting. We just I was really fussy. I wanted a one-word band name, and I said I want it to be a one word that sounds like a collective of people or things, right? So I was like, Royals is like, we are Royals, right? That was my only preference. And then we wrote down a list of names, didn't we?
Yeah.
And that was one we
Pick one
did.
and
We
stuck
just
with it.
rock, paper, scissors it in the end.
Yeah,
Rock,
so it
paper,
wasn't
scissors,
like
and that one.
So
No,
you
I
wanted
like
like
that.
a one-word name, and we all wanted like sort of like something a bit longer. So
We had
obviously
one
we
that
got a
was
one-word name.
Well, I was gonna say because I know we're about to be playing you your music video "Gone," and this kind of sounds like someone's a heartbreak kid in this in the band because someone's going through some love depression. So what's going on? Who's the heartbreaker in the whole group?
Oh, he's the emotional one. We're just here for a good time. Man.
Gotcha. So
Say you're the one that breaks hearts.
what is the hidden message with Gone? Is it with you self-contemplating about like you think that you're digging this vibe with this chick or guy, whatever preference that you're into, and then all of a sudden you get into it and now you feel like you're becoming more gone?
That's exactly it.
I don't know.
Well,
We have to play it. If we want time to hear the whole song, we got to play it now.
well, let's let the music
It's about
speak for
Dominoes. I love
itself.
Dominoes.
Let's let the music speak for itself. This is their brand new music video out today. It's called Gone.
How many times will you do me wrong before I leave you gone, gone, gone? I'm better off alone. Can you look me in the eyes and tell me that you really tried? I see your heart's not in this like mine. Now I'm left here
good. That's the boys Royals from the United. Well, I was going to say Southampton. Now you guys all threw me off. That now you say you guys are all from all over the place. So now I don't even know where you're from. The UK, I guess. That's probably the proper thing to say. But we love you guys. Go ahead and check out Royals' brand new EP out now today. It is A Spark to Ignite. Go ahead and follow them on social media. We love you guys. We'll see you around on the Chris College Show, Millennial Talk Show.
Thank
Peace.
you, guys.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Thanks so much for having us.
Yes, of course. Hope to have you back. All right, so this is what's good, because this is so much negativities on channels 2 through 11. So Marissa and I, we like to break the mold and let you guys know what's good. So the U.S. Food and Drug Administration just approved Biogen's new Alzheimer's drug, a historic move as it is the first new therapy for the disease in nearly 2 decades. It's insane to even think that. And the drug is designed for patients suffering from mild to moderate Alzheimer's, reducing the progression of the disease in the brain. So here's the CEO speaking on their brand new drug.
After almost 2 decades without having any innovation, it's a new day. It's some hope finally for the patients and their families. It's a new chapter that is being opened that we're going to write together with the patients and their families and the caregivers.
And I think that's such a true point, Marissa, because I find it, like, I saw in the same week, right, when this drug finally got approved by the FDA, that I'm just so amazed that it took 2 decades to make this happen, but the FDA is so quick to approve another weight loss drug this time around, an under the skin injection. I mean, what do you say? I think you're on mute. Oh, no, yeah.
No, I'm not. I was just like, I was mouthing the word money. There's more money in a weight loss, anti-aging, anything like that than there is in our brain cognizance, which is a problem. My sister, her mother has Alzheimer's. It falls in the family. My sister's starting to get dementia a little bit, probably. They're kind of looking out for it, the signs. This is huge. And I agree, more money needs to be put towards this. It destroys lives. I mean, can you imagine just forgetting your loved ones and being angry? It's not just you forget, you're angry, you're mad, you have violent outbursts, you're crying. I mean, it's a big deal. So yeah.
It's great point, Marissa. And I know that in the U.S. alone, nearly 6 million people suffer from Alzheimer's. So I'm so glad that there's finally a new therapy for people who suffer with mild to moderate Alzheimer's. You now have this destination that you can finally do. But we also want to give another shout out again to our amazing Strike a Chord guest that joined us all the way from the United Kingdom. That is Royals. Go ahead and check out their brand new EP out today. It's called A Spark to Ignite. You can also check out the music video, Gang Gone. That also dropped today too. But we are also excited to announce next week's guest because we got a full house. That's all I'm saying. Like a full house. Our Just Talking guests are co-directors, writers, and the stars of a brand new film, In Action, and also a comedic action-packed featured film.
You said that twice.
Oh my gosh, but I want to let you guys. Sorry.